We are shown Diana Prince, who is a Wonder Woman, and she is working in a museum in the United States of America as an archaeologist. She helps people who are in need. No one knows that Diana is the Wonder Woman, as literally no one in the city can remember the face of the girl who saved their child's life. Diana still remembers the man she once loved. He is actually a hero who gave his life in World War I in order to save the country from a tragic disaster. We see that some of the Th8 Uggs break into a jewelry shop and steal a lot of things. They are about to escape when the Wonder Woman comes and teaches them a good lesson. She takes the jewelry from them and them over to the police, who afterward return them to the original owners. A new employee joins the company whose name is Barbara. She is a geologist and a cryptogeologist. She is a very shy and underconfident girl, and that is the reason why she interacts with no one, but when she meets Diana, she comes to know her. They are about to get to know each other when her senior comes there, and she mentions that Wonder Woman returned some ancient things to the police after they were stolen from the same museum. She wants Barbara to work on them. Her seniors want to know about the details of the things because they can either be very precious or they can be a dump. Barbara starts to work on that, and Diana Prince is also there. They find a wooden box that has a stone that looks very unique and old. It is written in the stone that it will grant any wish of theirs in Latin. Both of the ladies think that the stone may be useless as it is a fake. They think that the dream stone is nothing more than a prank to them. A colleague of theirs is listening to them and he comes there. He touches the stone and wishes for a coffee when another person comes there asking anyone for the coffee as he had an extra. Both the ladies think that it is also another coincidence. Barbara says that if the stone could really grant wishes, she would still get nothing because she has a lot of things on her mind, because of which she cannot understand what she really wants. Diana takes the stone and tells her that she knows what she wants for herself. Closing her eyes, she remembers Steve once again as she still loves him. They go to lunch together after that, where they spend a lot of quality time together. At night, when Barbara is walking towards her home, she encounters a man who waits for her every day and she is annoyed by him. He gets physical with her and Diana comes there. She kicks him away and that impresses Barbara. She is still confused about how Diana could throw him away. Diana further tells her not to worry as it is called self-defense. She is impressed by Diana Price and now she goes home, asking the stone to make her like Diana Prince. The next day when she wakes up, she has changed completely. The same day, a very wealthy businessman comes to their museum and he mentions that he will give them a huge donation. His name is Maxwell and he tells Barbara that he is holding a party today where he is going to announce the donation. Diana Prince comes there too and she gets a little doubtful as Maxwell is acting strange. Barbara is very much impressed by him. Maxwell leaves a visiting card for Diana Prince before he goes away. He goes to his office and there he meets his son whom he loves the most. He had lost his business and was completely broke. His investor comes there and yells at him too. He feels humiliated because he was deeply insulted in front of his own son. He tells his son that he will soon fix everything. On the other hand, we can see Barbara, who has completely changed because of the wish she had earlier made. She has become like Diana Prince, who is a little classy, and she gets ready for the party of Maxwell Lord. She goes to the party where she obviously meets Maxwell and he seems to be interested in her. On the other hand, we see that Diana Prince has come to her office and she looks into the wooden box which had the stone. The box didn't have the stone because Barbara had taken that with her to her home. She finds another slip with Maxwell Lord's name on it, after which she understands that everyone who was trying to get their hands on the stone was actually delivering it to the Max. She gets ready and goes to the party herself too. She meets an unknown man who talks to her like he has known her for so many years. He says that he will save today, but she has to save tomorrow. This was the same line that Steve said when he was about to sacrifice himself for the country. After some time she starts to see him as Steve because she had asked for Steve from the Dream Stone. She became very happy as her wish and her love of life had come back after years. She hugs Steve and on the other hand, we can see that Barbara and Max Lord have come to her house. He sees the Dream Stone on her table and grabs it without letting her know. He leaves from there with the stone as soon as possible. He goes to a safe palace and asks for a wish from the stone. He asks the stone to make him the Dream Stone. The Dream Stone turns into dust and now Max has become the Dream Stone himself. All the abilities of the Dream Stone have been transferred to his body. When Diana comes to know that Max had stolen the Dream Stone once again, she goes with Steve to meet him. There they come to know that Max has left for Cairo to meet the Oil King. He is going to make a deal with the person who is the richest person in Cairo. They both leave for Cairo as soon as possible because they have to make sure to get the stone back. He tells the Oil King to ask for anything and he would grant it. He tells Max that his wish cannot be guaranteed as no one can get him that thing. He further tells him that he wants the land of his forefathers back. Mac becomes happy after hearing this and tells him that his wish has been granted, because of which he will be taking all of his oil in return. He tells him that he was one day late because he had sold every drop of his oil to Saudi Arabia. Max tells the king that he will be taking his security and his army then. We are shown that very large walls have been created on the boundaries of his forefathers' land. No one could enter or exit that place now. Max had already left along with all of his security, and now the Oil King has nothing that can protect him. Max is leaving the city with all of the security, and we see that Steve and Diana had also arrived there. She spots Max and attacks him in the form of a Wonder Woman. She asks for the stone, and she is also told that the stone was right in front of her. Wonder Woman tries to capture him, but his security is way too much. Her powers are also reducing, and she doesn't know why that is happening to her. On the other hand, we see that a lot of countries have turned against Egypt because of the walls that were created by Max. Diana calls Barbara, whom she asked to find out about the Dream Stone. She tells her that she knows someone who claims to know a lot about the Dream Stone. The trio goes to the man, and he shows her the book of his grandfather who left it for him. That book is in ancient language which everyone cannot read. They think they need someone to decipher the language, but Diana can easily read that. She comes to know, after reading the book, that the Lord of Misery made the stone many thousand years ago. The stone is nothing but an illusion. Whenever it grants wishes, it takes away something from them too. She now understands why her powers were reduced. They were reduced because she had asked for Steve. She also reads that the only way to reverse the impact is to destroy the stone. She remembers that Max mentioned that he was the stone himself. She mentions that the other way to destroy the stone is to take their wish back, and that can save them. After hearing this, Barbara leaves the place, and on the other hand, we are shown Max and his son. He asks his son for anything as he would grant him that. His son wishes to make his father the greatest person in the whole world, and that was his wish. Max afterward goes to the vice president of the country and repeats the same thing. He asks him to ask for anything he wants to have. The vice president says that most of the countries have turned their back and gone against them, which is because they are now a little afraid. He further mentions that Russia was the greatest threat to them because it was the largest country there. He wishes for the greatest nuclear power so that every country has to bow its head in front of them. He grants the wish, and now, when he asks for the return wish, he asks for all of the powers and commands that the vice president can give. He can now give the command to every single person. His health started to decline, and now his nose was also bleeding. Max didn't know the impact of the wish he granted. He was granting numerous wishes, because of which he was losing his own things as well, but Max still had no idea about that. He didn't know that his health will be reduced every single time he grants a wish to everyone. He comes to know about a satellite that they have. It is still kept secret, because of which no one knows about it. This satellite can broadcast something live on all of the screens of the world. He decides to go live in front of all of the world as he now has the power to do so. He will ask them for a wish, and in return, he will take their powers and health from them as he wants more power and good health. He starts to head out for the place from where he will go live, but they encounter the Wonder Woman and Steve on their way. She meets him and tries to stop him from doing so, but her powers have been reduced, and now Barbara comes there too. She hits the Wonder Woman and takes Max away with her, even though the Wonder Woman tries to tell her that she was doing a mistake. She had lost her humanity, and that is the reason she was helping a descendant of a demon lord. Steve takes her out and tells her that she has to send him back and reverse the wish, which is the only way to get her powers back. She has to do it in order to save the world, even though she doesn't want to lose the love of her life once again. She reverses her wish and gets her powers back. She goes into the skies with her rope of truth and starts to fly in the skies with her powers. No one knows what else she can do. She has obtained this power recently, and she doesn't have full control over it. We can see Maxwell flying with Barbara in a plane towards the place from where he is about to go live. She asks Maxwell to make her a fearless hunter and someone who cannot compete with her. He is happy because Barbara saved her and grants her the power he seeks. They reach the place where he starts to broadcast and tell everyone to ask whatever they want. He plans to take away their health and power, which will make him immortal in the world. Wonder Woman also comes there after wearing special armor. This armor was made by the warriors of the Amazon that can also be called the second world of the Wonder Woman. When humans tried to make them slaves, they melted their armors and made this special suit that was used by a warrior named Asteria. This suit is more powerful than every human on this earth. Barbara also comes there, and she has lost her humanity, because of which she is now turning to a demon. It is all because of that second wish she asked for. They furiously fight each other and both of them fall into the water. Wonder Woman asks Barbara to take her wishes back, as this would be the only way to make her normal. She is refused, and this is why she lets the electric war fall there. She reaches the place where he is broadcasting the live streams and taking away the health from people. She tries to stop him, but he has become way too strong for her. She won't even come close to the man now. Wonder Woman grabs his foot with the rope of truth that she has and starts to communicate with the world. She tells everyone that those granted wishes will make their life miserable and those wishes will take every single thing from them. She tells them to take the wish back and their life will settle down like before. Wonder Woman shows Max a vision of his son who is trying to find his father and there is chaos everywhere. He is also shown that everything will be destroyed because Russia and America had attacked each other with the nuclear missiles that they have. He takes his wishes back after seeing his son like this and everyone in the world starts to do the same thing. Barbara had also taken her wish back, which is why she had become normal and a world war was prevented because of them. Everything turns back to normal and the Christmas day is shown where the man who turned into Steve at the party is confused whether he knows Diana Pryce or not. He asks her the same thing and she tells him maybe. We are shown Asteria who once wore that armor which was made by every other warrior's suits. She now lives among people like a normal person and the movie ends here.